So over the last couple posts, we've been working with this basic musical idea, and we've been trying to develop it, see where else we can take it. Specifically in the last post, I talked about some methods we can use to create variations by using contrast. The basic idea is imagine all the different musical elements involved in a musical idea. You've got things like the rhythm and the meter and the harmony and the melodic contour and the dynamics. So pick one or two of those elements. Try varying just those elements while holding all of the other elements fixed. So today I'm going to push this idea a lot further. So let's imagine that we take our basic musical idea. We apply some kind of transformation to it by just changing one element. Now we've got a variation. Then imagine applying the same process on our variation. So we get a variation of our variation. And then we apply it again, get a variation of our variation of our variation. So this is a way we can tap into what I like to call storytelling in musical composition. So this is exactly analogous to what a great screenwriter or great novelist does. They'll introduce a character. Then they'll put that character in new situations, slowly but gradually changing the character. Eventually, they're going to start throwing some obstacles in that character's path, some real trials and tribulations and conflict. And then what makes a great story great is we get to see how that character grows and develops as a result of that conflict. We can do the exact same thing in the context of a musical composition. Take our basic seed idea, vary one or two elements at a time, slowly and gradually grow it into something far away from what we started. So the other night I came up with this basic seed idea, and this is the idea that we've been tinkering with over the last couple videos. The night that I came up with that idea, I just played around with it for 30, 40 minutes or whatever, and at the end of that tinkering process, this is what I came up with. So we introduced our basic seed, and we just developed it through a long sequence, a character arc. If it helps, think about Star Wars. Maybe this is Luke Skywalker on Tatooine, hanging out at his aunt and uncle's breakfast table. Eventually, he meets up with Obi-Wan. Then, the Empire comes and destroys his boyhood home, kills his aunt and uncle. Once we get to this point, Luke can no longer go back to sitting at his aunt and uncle's breakfast table anymore. We can no longer revisit this theme anymore. Then we go through this long journey of all these different chords down here. And that's, maybe that's Luke's journey through, going to the Death Star and saving Leia, going to Hoth, meeting up with Yoda, training with Yoda, coming back to Cloud City, facing Vader, getting his hand cut off and finding out that Vader's his father. Then we go to Return of the Jedi. Luke returns home to Tatooine. But we can't go back to our Luke hanging out at his aunt and uncle's breakfast table Tatooine idea. No, when Luke comes back, he's a different Luke. He's grown, he's stronger, he's older, he's wiser. So instead of He's now. So we don't really let ourselves repeat any ideas, but we can revisit variations of our idea. In the same way that a character in a movie, we don't see the same character at the end of the movie, we see a grown version of that character. So this concept of storytelling in musical composition, by taking a basic idea and just slowly and gradually developing it, moving it into something else, this is such a powerful idea. I strongly encourage you to tinker with this notion as well. So thanks for hanging out over these last couple posts. I hope you enjoyed it.